Going on, people? This is XX Kirito here, and I have a video tutorial for you guys. This is involving the 3D animational software called Blender 3D. You can download it at www.blender.org or blender3d.org. Sorry. Okay, so basically this tutorial is going to be about how to import a Minecraft world into Blender. You have either two ways or two methods, two techniques. It depends on your the kind of engine you want to use in Blender. Blender has two cycles and the main Blender render. Today we might start with the Blender render or the cycles. I prefer cycles though. Cycles is a lot better than a regular Blender render. But other than that, I'd say Blender render is faster rendering. But if you want performance, quality, I think you should stick with cycles. Okay, so we open up Mineways or any kind of software to open up your world or Minecraft saved, and we're gonna select the region in which we want to import into Blender. Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna probably select something random. Man. Okay. What the hell? Don't mind that. It's not responding. It will. My PC's not that bad. 8 GB RAM. So it's pretty good. It's good for right now. Might go for something a little bit higher and stronger. Okay, so we got our little region. No, I don't like that region. We're gonna select something else and get a different def. If I were you, I would stick with a def of 60 or more. If you want more in your scene. If you go below the lower def, below that, below 60, you're not gonna get what you want. Mainly all the things you want to import into Blender are above ground. Okay, so we got our little scene. Don't mind those. Those are kind of in works. And as you see, when we save the file, we got at least 6 different types of files we can use or save as. We're gonna use wavefront OBJ. Normally, I would select OBJ relative, but for your first time, this is your first time doing this, stick with wavefront OBJ absolute. I mean, it's just a preference, but for you guys, I'll do absolute. Okay. Open up Blender. I'm using Blender 2.70. If you don't have it, I suggest you get it. It's a bit tired, you have to excuse me. Okay, a nice little opening. Okay, so we got the default setup right there. Delete the cube, and let's get this scene all set up. Yeah, I'm gonna do cycles if you don't mind. The same thing applies to the normal Blender render, but in Blender render you have to do a couple more setups. And Blender cycles is mainly about nodes. If you know how to use nodes, you know how to connect them, you will be fine. It's a much more simpler way to import a world. But if this is your first time, you don't know what cycles is, I will probably switch to Blender render. Okay. So we're getting our OBJ, the file or the world in which we want, and we're gonna press import OBJ. Okay. There. See, we have our little Minecraft world. If you have a world over probably, let's say, 20 megabytes, I would suggest if you have like a crappy computer, don't do that. The larger the file is, the larger the scene. And the larger the scene is, the more memory Blender has input into rendering and compositing. So, if you have like a computer on steroids, then hey, do what you want. But for those that don't, stick with a lower setting of probably 15 megabytes or less. For this scene, we have at least, let's see, about 5.6 megabytes. That's not too high. Okay, so the methods in which I'm about to use are a little bit different from those probably you've seen in other tutorials. To make this more simpler and to have less materials in the scene, we're going to join all the selected items, objects that have the same qualities and characteristics. We're going to select all the blocks, the normal blocks, not the transparent ones, you know, the leaves and the grass and the glass. That's in a separately other category we're selecting. So just like that, we select all the transparent blocks, that's the leaves and stuff, and we join them all into one mesh. Okay, so now that we have them, we renamed the blocks T and blocks. The blocks are the normal ones. We have water there. We might not want that in the scene, so I'll delete that. We can cover that much later. Okay, so you've joined all these blocks into one mesh. What are we gonna do about the materials? Are we just gonna go through all of them and do them all? No, we're gonna delete all the materials on them. And we're going to make an entirely new material. We're going to call it block. And we're going to set the intensity up. Probably go for brownish or, I don't know, any type of color you want, your preference. We'll stick with this color, dark gray. Turn the specularity off. And go to blocks T. Do the same thing. Delete all of the materials on them and create an entirely new one again and rename it blocks T. There. We're probably gonna go for a little greenish color to identify the plants. Okay, there we go. And as the same thing, turn the specularity off. Okay. So we're going to go blocks, and we're going to go to the texture. We're going to make a new texture, go to type, and type in image or movie, and after that, we're going to get our image, select our RGBA image. Yeah, I'm deciding I'm going to do cycles. Sorry. If you want me to make a tutorial mainly about Blender's main render engine, then I'll do that in the next tutorial. I'm deciding we're going to do cycles. Okay, so we're selecting our image, and we go to our scene, we select the RGBA. So yeah, File Night Scene to RGBA. There. And now we should have our texture. Then we go to blocks T. We'll go to the color, select image texture, and select our image. We're gonna again select RGBA. Okay, now we're gonna have to do something else for the blocks T, the transparent blocks. Leaves and grass have an alpha channel which Blender, well, in cycles it doesn't use. Mainly you're supposed to be able to see through the leaves, and the grass, the alpha channel shouldn't be seen, like the black and stuff. We're gonna fix that. Just wanted to render the scene so you can see it. Okay, so as you see, the textures are all there, nice and spiffy. And after this, let's finish rendering. Oh, there. Just wanted to show you a quick preview. So we're going to fix this now. We're going to go to ambient inclusion. Everything always does look better with ambient inclusion. We're going to go to node editor. As you see, we have our nodes, 3 nodes, the image texture, the diffuse BSDF, and the material output. make some space between the fuse and material output, and we're gonna add a mix shader. And this is for the blocks T, or blocks transparent. Drag the mix shader in between. Then we're going to add a transparent. And we're going to drag that along right there, switch that one with that one, and put that one right there. Okay, now we're going to duplicate the image texture, put it up above. We're going to select the alpha channel, or the alpha right there. Drag that into the fact, and you should be able to see everything clearly. All the transparent blocks are now see-through, so we're going to render this and show you that it actually worked. Right there, a little preview. Okay, so now as you can see, the alpha channels are no longer visible now. You can see through it. The texture itself, you can see through it the way it's meant to be. So our grass and our leaves and other transparent materials are now fixed. Okay, so thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and well, I'll see you later. Subscribe, like, comment, and suggest anything you want me to cover in Blender, because I'm willing enough to do that. I'm willing enough to help out fellow Blender render users, so okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Thanks.